Over 90% of patients felt surprised by a medical bill in 2019. There could be many reasons why that statistic exists, yet the main takeaway is that outside of scheduling, waiting for the appointment, and receiving treatment, the majority of patients don't understand the inner workings of healthcare. They only understand the care side. But if you're a medical professional, though, you know just how complicated the financial side of the process is before, during, and after seeing just one single client. Of course, the process I'm referring to is professionally known within the industry as the revenue cycle. This process is arduous yet fickle. Since there are so many moving parts within it, every step along the way has a massive impact on the success or failure of a practice. Hi everyone, I'm Matt from eTactics, and today I'm going to explain in detail why revenue cycle management is so important. Before we get started though, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button below. While you're down there, hit that alert bell icon next to it as well, so when we post new helpful content, you get notified. The first reason why RCM is important is because it bridges the business to healthcare gap. Now, even though healthcare deals with the treatment of those who are ill, they still need to collect revenue in order to keep their lights on. That means that there's an entire side of the medical industry that requires business knowledge. Of course, the responsibility of running an organization lands on its owner. In this case, that's usually the doctor for smaller practices. This means that not only does the head doctor have to see patients, he or she also has to deal with spreadsheets, taxes, and revenue calculations. In order to avoid a scenario where the owner of the practice considers quitting because they're so burnt out, a fully fleshed out RCM environment needs to exist. One of the most obvious reasons why RCM is so important comes from the way that these solutions automate administrative tasks. The leading RCM solution providers are so successful because they provide a system that not only helps them on the claim side, but also helps them communicate with patients during every step. The first thing a patient does when they aren't feeling well is contact their doctor to set up an appointment. The office administrator works with the patient to find a date that's convenient and enters that information into their RCM or EMR system. From there, the system takes over and automatically sends over relevant information, insurance information requests, and reminders. RCM exists to help make this process faster. Next, RCM solutions track and boost billing cycles. After the appointment, it's likely that your patients owe some sort of payment. Although collecting what your clients owe is one of the last steps within the revenue cycle, it's also one of the hardest. In fact, statistics show that it can cost twice as much to collect from a patient as it does from a payer. Now that doesn't mean that collecting from patients is a lost cause. Thinking that way won't make anything easier for you either. Full stack RCM solutions usually offer a payment gateway that's white labeled for your practice. This gateway provides a virtual, secure, and electronic place for your clients to check their balances and pay you directly. Fourth, RCM simplifies claim processing and submission. Communicating back and forth with healthcare insurances requires patience, determination, and industry know-how. Now, you would think that insurance organizations would want to actively work together with doctors' offices since they're both working towards the same goal. Yet the reality is much more complicated and painful on the doctor than it is the insurance provider. Each of them requires doctors' offices to parse and send their data in ANSI format. That opens up the chance that the submitted claim contains an error within it. When a claim contains an error, it's now considered a denial. The responsibility to fix the denied claim falls on the practice that submitted it in the first place. When denials happen, practices can edit them and resubmit them to the insurance company, which is a long process as well. Providing an all-in-one place to work through the tedious claim sending, denial management, and scrubbing process makes it so much easier for healthcare organizations to get paid. The final reason why RCM is important is it allows for reporting and benchmarking. Not only do the best revenue cycle management solutions provide report creation, but they should also provide customization options. Since there's a lot of ambiguity throughout the RCM processes, these solutions should be able to tailor reporting to fit and align with your practice. Running daily, weekly, or monthly reports that identify the improvement from your practice's accounts receivable is invaluable. You'll be able to see where you were prior to placing a focus on your revenue cycle management and how much you've grown since. If you're the doctor or manager of a small practice, you can't ignore the revenue cycle. It's the side of healthcare that gets you paid. Without it, you wouldn't have any option other than to close your doors forever. Sure, it's not as exciting as treating patients, and I don't expect you to be as passionate about it, yet you can't ignore the financial side of your organization. And without a proper revenue cycle management solution in place, the processes will take a lot of your time. If you'd like to learn more about the revenue cycle and its processes, reach out to eTactics. And you already made it this far into the video, so you might as well like it, share it, and comment below. Well, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our YouTube channel.